Okay, good luck with the slow descent into madness.
If you can keep up and you don't mind dying, come along.
Dance off, bro. Me and you.
You know what? There's something just extremely uncomfortable about a man your size sniffing a flower.
We're gonna need a new plan.
I'll give you anything you ask for. As long as it's not something I don't want to give.
Get off my bridge.
It's the Al Travis Show, and we love when we get Katie in here. It's Life with Katie, $1 million idea just threw out yesterday or last week. I'm sure somebody's going to do it. We got to get on this quick. We'll talk about it. I want to, so you know, it's Katie's bingo card game. We'll get into it. How structured are you in your life? Get up the same time every day, go to bed the same time. I following you on the Facebook weekend, you're off trolling around on a boat and having a good time. How structured are you in your life?
To the casual observer, probably not very. On the other hand, extremely. Okay.
See, I'm almost neurotic, I find. So I get up at the exact same time every day. My alarm doesn't even generally go off, 5 a.m. And just about 4 or 5 minutes to I wake up. I don't want to hear that thing go off, and I'm pretty structured. So this morning, a guest needed the tape. So I'll do it half hour ahead of time. You know, got to get in the studio half hour early. I can make this happen for you, not a problem. Mm-hmm. So at 3:30 this morning, I rustle awake for whatever reason and think, oh, yeah, that's right. I got to get up a half an hour early and change my morning so I can get to the studio half an hour and do this thing. Well, now my mind's working. Well, if I fall back asleep, I oversleep, I do the thing, and I start thinking, well, now I don't need to go to sleep. I'm going to get another half an hour or whatever. I'm up at 4 o'clock this morning, way off my time, and I find myself in a weird spot over it. I don't know that I feel extremely tired, but nothing seems to be, it's like I'm in a fog of something. Yeah, it's just off. And I go, I can't, because you got up a half hour early, an hour. What is your problem?
I guess I'm not that structured. If that's the litmus test, then maybe not.
Well, so I get a snack halfway through the show. I go and get a snack. Well, that snack hit me an hour earlier because I ate breakfast an hour earlier, and the whole and I'm like, no, I don't get a snack now. And I'm thinking to myself, you're a full-grown man. Go get the snack an hour early. But it wasn't time for the snack, and I'm like, mentally, I'm realizing I'm a clown show upstairs. There's something wrong here. It shouldn't affect me like it does, and I just wondered if you were that way. I'm more structured than I ever thought.
I know. Isn't that interesting? Do you think that's a sign of getting older? Do you think it's a sign out? Sometimes I think, God, am I starting to cognitively lose it? So I have to be more structured so that keep track of everything, right? So because it's like, dang, if I don't,
Katie, I want to hit 40, and I started literally walking the door, put my keys in the exact same spot every time. It is a habit now. It will never be broke because where did I do with my keys? My keys they could be in my pocket, and I'd look for an hour for my keys. I think it might be a safety mechanism that I do this at this. It makes me feel good. I keep pooing at the same time. I don't know what it is, but there's a reason I could not have a snack an hour earlier than normal.
Wow. Well, and I know to your point with keys and stuff, my keys are always in the one spot in my purse. Yeah. I don't need to get them out to get into my car to make my car go or any of those.
Oh, that's
in my house. So my keys are always there. If my keys are not there, it's like, holy crap. There literally is nowhere else they could be because that's where they are. And then it's like, okay, if I were Katie and there was one other place I would put my keys, but there's one other place I would put my glasses, where would it be? And if I start thinking, okay, what would I do? Which is a weird third person odd conversation to have with oneself, but I can generally find something because I think, what would I think?
Where would Katie go with this?
That said, I cannot find my ear pods, and I know, and I lost them for months. Then I found them, and then I saw them recently, and now I can't find them again because the ones that I use for my treadmill are not my good ones, which is dumb because I use my cheap ones 5 times a week, but my good ones that I save, I keep losing.
Okay, you have your own issues then. Okay, good. I'm glad. I mean, it makes me feel happy there are other people in the crazy world. Okay, that's fair. I don't like this getting older. That might be it. I think you might have hit it. I just thought I was losing it. Maybe I've set up so many barriers because I don't mind. I get up 5 o'clock on Saturdays and Sundays. I just wake up. It's like, okay, that's no issue. I don't have a problem with that. But then I eat breakfast at the same time, and I might be psycho.
Or something to that. Myself, on the other hand, I am the gal. My alarm goes off at 7, and snooze, snooze, snooze. There's something
no way.
in knowing that I can snooze. It makes me feel like I have control over my life because and that's the other thing. Are you controlling? It's like that's one of the controls you have. And I snooze, snooze, snooze. Well, this morning I snoozed, and I don't know what happened. I woke up. I didn't get out of bed until almost 8 o'clock, and I'm like, I've got to get
The
dressed.
day is done.
I've got to get Riley outside.
What does the snooze do for you? Do this for me. Why? I don't get this. I don't get the 9-minute snooze. Can you fall back asleep and get sleep?
Doink. Yeah, I'm out like a light.
Interesting, because that's the snooze makes no sense to me. It's like, well, what am I going to do with 9 minutes? I'm awake. It'll take me 4 to sleep. I do the math and start really okay. I'm okay. That's interesting. Now I want to ask you this.
Okay. Okay.
You're out there. You're out there. You're picking up guys. You're meeting guys. And well, you're trying. I mean, you're out there.
No,
you're out there. You're more out there than the rest of us.
Go back to that. No, I'm not. I literally couldn't care less. This summer, in fact, a Friday, we went out Wednesday night to our normal thing. I left early. Friday night, I left early. I was like, this is boring. Saturday, I stayed home and watch TV.
You're on a pontoon boat. I saw it. This was not what I'm going with this about you hustling guys. My point being,
trying to pick up some guy. I'm out on a pontoon with my friends.
Okay. So some friend, this is where I was going with this. Some friend invites a buddy, shows up on the pontoon. You're nice. You say hello, yada, yada. The conversation turns to something, even if it's nothing more than the pause button on the sleep button on your snooze button on your radio. And you find, like I just shared, I messed up because I got up an hour early. My whole life is up. Do you look at him and say, crazy guy, out? Because if it was you and I, and you told me you hit that snooze button 4 or 5 times, like I couldn't live with that. I'm done. That would be one thing that would be case closed. Would that for you? You find the guy's crazy, or he set up his patterns in his life, and maybe your pattern doesn't fit that. Could you live with that, or is it out the door?
Gosh, you know what? I guess if you wanted to get up at 5 o'clock every morning, as long as you didn't make me get up at 5 o'clock every morning, knock yourself out.
Oh, okay, that's fair. My wife's okay. I'm just in there. If you were the first one to get up, you and I, and you were and I, and you had to get up first, and you start doing that thing every 9 minutes, and I'm lying there, it'd be done. It's like, no. You have to be able to be compatible. I can get up at 5 quietly, walk out, do what you got to do, hit the button all you want. I wouldn't care. But on the other hand, I think the other way, it doesn't work. I don't know what happened to your audio, Katie. We're going to go to break, and your audio is turned off, Katie. There it is. There you go.
Oh.
I missed that. You're back now. Go ahead. Re-say whatever you just said. I can now. Now I can. Oh,
Bob hated my watch because it would go off in the middle of the night. Apparently, I wouldn't hear it, but it would ding 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 with emails and stuff.
Oh, see,
and he'd be happy to know if he was listening that I actually turned off my email notifications, so my watch isn't going off all the time. And I guess it didn't bother me because I would sleep. Too much TMI.
No. I
would freak through my phone ting 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 tinging, but it would wake him up apparently.
I was just wondering if like on the pontoon, if you found out one of these things, the tinging phone, can you throw somebody out that quickly and say those just don't work together with me? You're an early morning guy, or I'm early. I don't mind being an early morning guy sneaking out, leave you sleeping. You can hit all you want. I could not live with somebody hitting the snooze bar while I'm trying to sleep. I mean, Katie, get up, get out of bed, go do work, and stop with the button. I would do that. The phone thing is interesting. I always turn my phone off, all the way down. I don't want it beeping all night long. But since my parents are going through some health issues and waiting for the call, hey, we need some help, I've had to leave it on. Most distracting thing ever. If you're going to send me trash emails, just spam, do them on regular business, 8 to 5. I do it then. I don't want a 2 a.m. They download the New York Times, latest $5 off rebate. Drives me crazy. That phone thing beeping at night, that's not good. I'm going to go on Bob's side.
You'll be happy to know that
you fixed that. You see, even if you meet the wrong guy, you can become a better person. Look at you.
Yeah,
You're flourishing.
Look at me grow.
Like a little flower.
Yeah, one of the things, right? I'm a flower that's blossoming at a little late, albeit I'm still doing it. That watch of mine though would also probably save my snooze problem, because my watch, that does wake me up, and then I hit snooze on my watch. Get
out of here. Okay, that's too much technology. I can't live with it. We got to go to break. When we come back, we're going to talk more about Katie's big $1 million idea, because I think it was interesting how it reaction on Facebook.
And I think there should be a B in front of that instead of an M, to be honest with you.
A B instead of an M.
I
Bingo.
think it's $1 billion idea.
Oh, Bill. Oh,
I think we're gonna make billions.
B instead of like Mingo. You know, the Mingo card.
Bingo
All right, I was on a whole nother. Yes, okay, $1 billion idea. We talk about that after this with Katie.
Okay.
If it's your turn to host a game, Grandpa's Barbecue suggests you try something different. Put out the perfect barbecue flavor of Grandpa's Barbecue. Add it to your ribs, dip the meatballs, or drench your wings in the original flavor of Grandpa's Barbecue. It isn't too hot or spicy, fruity or smoky or whatever. Grandpa's Barbecue. Available in select stores and online at grandpasbarbecueshop.com.
There are many ways to explore Alexandria. Some like to experience the outdoors and all the fun winter in Minnesota can provide. Pick your favorite way to get in touch with nature. Others like to explore downtown in the warm comfort of a boutique or gathered around a table with friends. You can do all of that or relax and do nothing at all. Come explore Alexandria. Start planning at explorealex.com.
Amongst friends, the Al Travis Show. Nothing but talk.
And we've got her in here, Katie, Life with Katie. If you missed last week, and actually a lot of what with Katie. You guys, your gal friends, you guys came up with this bingo card idea where you guys were putting guys' names down that you'd all agree that if you met this guy with that name, you're out the door. Get out here. Not playing games with you because you have the wrong name, right? I mean, basically that's how this kick started.
Yeah, it did.
How cheap is that? how petty? How cheap and petty is that? I'm sorry.
No, it has taken us 50 plus years of research. Well, no, because we all didn't start dating when we were toddlers, but it has taken us 30 years of research because it's ex-husbands, it's ex-boyfriends. Remember, because we have people who ended up trying to date the same. Oh my god,
same, yeah.
And I've talked to people, and it's like, and they have their ex-husbands have the same name, and some of the same issues. And it's like, oh my god, gonna stay away from anybody. It kind of came up as a joke. It was like, God, gonna stay away from anybody named that, because what a train wreck they are. And then all of a sudden it was like, wait a second. There were these reoccurring names that kept coming up. And I was like, you know what? We need to keep track of this and go, so we said, just jokingly, we're going to have a bad guy bingo board because that sounds good, right? Bad guy bingo. Yeah. So we started putting the names up of people that name. It's like, okay, beware. Then when Kate got to the point where it's like, holy crap. Because we had Mark with a K and Mark with a C. We had Chris with a C and Chris with a K, and we ended up with so many bad boys to be avoided that now Mark and Mark have to share the same space, and Chris and Chris have to share the same space. And then we decided we were going to have a name like Frederico or something that was very odd to living in Minnesota, so that to make it a little more tough. And so there'd be anybody that we could all be on the search for.
But to move it ahead, so I don't want to run time. But last week you came up with the utility pack. What did you call it?
Expansion packs.
Expansion packs. How to sell this? And this gets online, and people got to follow Katie on the Facebook because it gets online, and all of a sudden people were playing along. I didn't believe it. I went along with you last week because I think you're a smart young lady. Until all those people started hitting up, making fun. You know what? I think she has something here. I think it might be a $1 billion idea. It might be because I think you could do it with jobs. If Katie had a card of things of people I would not date because of their profession, and I say this, morning radio guys, I'm not getting up at 5 every day. It's not, I'm not, you could fill out a card of those, and I'm thinking, what could you not put on there? Habits I won't put up with.
Oh, right. That's a great one.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. As soon as we start going,
clothing attire, I will not go out in public with somebody that's got on your little shower shoes. No.
Crocs. Crocs work. You a Croc? Can you put up? I don't own a pair. I find them interesting looking. On a man, no. But a woman can wear them.
Yeah.
Well, they're not stylish. Come on.
No, they're not. They're comfortable.
Oh, okay. Well, you have a pair then. Okay, see, this is where you have.
I don't actually.
Oh, okay. Well, then how do you know if they're comfortable? I've never owned a pair.
They used to. I mean, way back when.
Okay. So the clothing line thing could be in there. Things I will not date. Guys who wear bib overalls. You could have the whole. Don't give me those eyes. I knew you hated.
You could. Right, and you could be highly inappropriate. You could come up with stuff. And then we talked about how fun it would be to have like a Cards Against Humanity. What is that?
Yeah.
We did that where you could have names, and then you could have the worst lines they ever told you, biggest lies they ever said, and then like gaslighting things, and then you could put them together. Al, and then pick a card.
Oh,
right. You'd have your cards, and then it's like, okay, you've got to come up with the most ridiculous thing, and then you could put your cards together and come up with sayings. What is it? Mad Libs? Is that one too, where you fill in?
I don't play enough board games.
We could make this in. It's up.
See, I think there's actually something into it because I think people would actually find it hilarious, and I think it doesn't necessarily just have to be people who are not married, I think this could be a lot. I think it's a lot of fun. The more I thought of it, I was like, why wouldn't you do that? Just name the people you could not. I could not live with somebody who pushes the button and keeps going, sleep button. I never thought about it until you brought it up now. I was like, there's no way in the world. There's no way in the world.
There's really no end to it. And it's very, I think it's therapeutic because, like you said, it could be for any different reason, but for us divorced gals, taking something that's heartbreaking or somebody who broke your heart and you're
make the money on it. I like it.
And you're trying to get through it. If it can, you can flip it so that you can laugh about it instead of cry about it. And
so, any idea how you make a board game? How do we go to making board games? Where do you go from there? Is it Hasbro got to give you a call now? I don't know what happens here.
Well, right. Do I have to hope that somebody at Hasbro is listening to this, or God forbid they are and they come up with it and we're going to mad? I don't know.
I don't know how it works either.
We're discussing that. What do we do with this $1 billion idea to turn it into reality?
Too many times people think it's a great idea and don't do anything. Don't be that guy. Go to Shark Tank. Shark Tank. Get on Shark Tank. Make a model. Let them pay for it. That's how you do it. I got to fly. We're out of time. Love having you on, Katie. Always do. Appreciate you.
Nice being here. Thank you.
Katie. Life with Katie on the Al Travis Show.